This is the WJTS News. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Bill Potter reporting. A Jasper man is facing multiple battery charges. Early Saturday morning, the Jasper Police Department was dispatched to 1622 Newton Street due to reports of a physical domestic dispute. Once officers arrived on the scene, the subject, identified as 45-year-old Jonathan Holt, began resisting officers. During the struggle, officers had to use a taser on Holt before they were able to take him into custody. After further investigation, Holt was booked into the DuBois County Security Center and is facing 3 charges of domestic battery, strangulation, battery on law enforcement, resisting law enforcement, intimidation, disorderly conduct, as well as other charges that are pending. It looks like 300 workers at 2 Goshen area RV plants will lose their jobs this fall. Keystone RV last week said it is going to close its plant, which makes campers, later this fall. The company says 334 people will lose their jobs, though a few may be kept on. The company's CEO said the plant closures are likely to be permanent. In this week's Messmer Report, State Senator Mark Messmer talks about the importance of the legislation to put laws into place that are in the best interest of citizens. Here is State Senator Mark Messmer with his Messmer Report.
Hello, this is State Senator Mark Messmer with this week's Messmer Report. An important responsibility of the legislature is to put into place laws that are in the best interest of its citizens, both to deter bad actors and to give victims an avenue to receive justice. Every year, over the course of a legislative session, my colleagues and I craft new legislation and alter old laws to better meet these goals. This year, I was proud to support a change in Indiana's rape statute. House Enrolled Act 1079 clearly establishes that no means no in Indiana by changing the definition of rape to include situations where the victim verbally or physically expresses that the contact is non-consensual. Before the passage of House Enrolled Act 1079, rape charges can only be brought in instances where the victim was threatened, forced, was mentally incapacitated, or unaware of what was occurring. The inclusion of the lack of consent is a common-sense addition that puts more protections in place for our citizens. Now, Hoosiers will have legal recourse in these situations and can receive the justice that they deserve. House Enrolled Act 1079 was widely supported by the Indiana Coalition to End Sexual Assault and Human Trafficking, the Indiana Prosecuting Attorneys Council, police, and several individual sex assault survivors and advocates. This new law reinforces that this behavior will not be tolerated and that all Hoosiers must be treated with respect and dignity. If you or someone you know has experienced sexual abuse, contact the National Sexual Assault Hotline at 800-656-4673. This has been State Senator Mark Messmer with this week's Messmer Report.
And as always, feel free to contact State Senator Mark Messmer's office directly with your questions and concerns by email at senator.messmer@iga.in.gov, or you can call 1-800-382-9467. It's grant application month at the DuBois County Substance Abuse Council. Agencies and individuals working to combat substance abuse in DuBois County can apply to have their efforts funded by the DuBois County Substance Abuse Council. Grants fall within 3 categories, including prevention and education, treatment and intervention, and criminal justice services. Grants must address one of these 3 problem statements. 1. Lack of education and awareness among generational families regarding substance use leads to abuse, neglect, and increased criminal activity. 2. Lack of access to and knowledge of treatment services for community members, especially those with barriers, reduces the number of services being provided. And 3. Criminal justice and other agencies lack funding to purchase equipment and supplies to identify and combat substance misuse. Any questions can be directed to dcsac@duboiscountyIN.org or answered through their Facebook page, DuBois County Substance Abuse Council. Grants are to be submitted via email to dcsac@duboiscountyIN.org no later than August 28th of 22 at 11 o'clock or 11:59 p.m. Please share this information with any individual or agency that can help the council reduce the problems associated with substance abuse in DuBois County youth and adults in order to enhance family and community life. Hunters. Wildlife management staff at Patoka Lake have selected the waterfowl resting area access dates for 2022-2023 migratory waterfowl hunting seasons. Patoka Lake's 8,800-acre body of water and 17,200 acres of land offer waterfowl hunters abundant opportunities to hunt open water, tributaries, marshes, and fields for various migrating waterfowl. It is 3 managed waterfowl resting areas offer distinctive opportunities for hunters. Similar to past years, the Sycamore Creek WRA will be closed to waterfowl hunting from November 1st through February 28th. Also at Sycamore Creek Wildlife Recreation Area, waterfowl resting area that is, there will be no legal access for hunting, fishing, trapping, or boating, motorized or non-motorized, from November 1st through February 28th of next year. The intent of this public access restriction is to allow Sycamore Creek WRA to act as a temporary wildlife refuge for waterfowl, offering them a place of little disturbance. Walls Ramp WRA and Allen Creek WRA will be open to hunting, including waterfowl hunting, fishing, trapping, and boating, motorized and non-motorized, on the following specific days, November 1st through February 28th. All hunters must sign in at one of Patoka's 19 hunter sign-in stations. Failure to properly sign in, carry a one-day hunter check-in card while you hunt, record all game taken on that card, and return it after you hunt. Even if you harvest no game, that may result in a fine. Hunters should be sure to return the card to the same hunter sign-in station at which they signed in. This system provides valuable wildlife management information. Special federal, state, and property regulations must be followed. See hunting.in.gov for details. Maps of the WRAs can be picked up at the Patoka Lake main office. Hunters may find additional information by visiting the Division of Fish and Wildlife Migratory Game Bird Seasons and Regulations at on.in.gov/gamebird-seasons or by calling Patoka Lake 812-685-2464, 685-2464 between 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. and ask for property wildlife specialist. Well, now please stay tuned. WJTS News will continue in a moment with a look at weather, and Kurt Guxell steps in with a look at sports.